Well, Visual Studio 11 Beta is really about trying to make developers more productive, streamlining the developer experience within Visual Studio. A few examples I'll give you here. This is a very simple Visual Studio project with some unit tests in there. If we take a look at the new Visual Studio 11 Beta, when we click on a file, what it will do is open up a preview tab for me. So it doesn't open the thing up, it just adds it to the preview tab. And as I use my cursors to move between the different files, it's just opening those up in a preview tab. If I want to keep that file open, I can double click and it will create the tab over here. So just kind of streamlining the view that I've got. There's something else as well. Previously, if I'm doing some unit testing within Visual Studio, I might use the Microsoft Unit Test Framework. However, some developers prefer things like XUnit, NUnit, MBUnit, whatever it might be. So in this example, if I just use the new quick launch toolbar, so Control Q, and I'll have a quick search for Unit Test Explorer. Straight away that comes up as a window, so again I can find Windows very easily. And I can see a list of all the unit tests that I currently have in my solution. What's interesting about this is, if I look at the solution, I have my core unit tests, so I can look at this, and we can see here it's using Microsoft Visual Studio unit testing. But if I move to some of the other projects, I can look at the miscellaneous tests. If I click on that, I can see that these tests are using XUnit. And if I move to my last project, I can see that these tests are using NUnit. So I now have 3 unit test frameworks, all within my solution, all running together. Very easily, what I can do is just move to my Silvercation unit tests. I can make a very simple change here to break one of my unit tests. I do Control-Shift-B. I have all my unit tests running as part of my build, and what I should see is a failing unit test. If I fix that unit test back up, and do Control-Shift-B again, the first test that will be executed is the failing test, and then it will continue to run the rest of my tests, so I get that immediate feedback about my unit tests. So that's just a few examples of how we've streamlined the developer experience in Visual Studio 11 Beta. If you want to see more of this kind of thing, you can check out the full session on channel9.msdn.com.